Welcome, my name is Brandon Locatell and I'm the founder and head coach of the Strength Laboratory. I'm about to walk you through what we call the system of everything. It's a chain of logic, each step leads to the next. By the end, you will not just understand what we do here, you will understand why there is no other way to do it. It starts with one fact: the single most important physical quality your body needs at your age. From that fact, everything else unfolds. How we develop it, how each method is developed differently, how they all coexist at the same time, how we know it's working, how we ensure it's done correctly, how we organize it into cycles, how those cycles use method variations that change every 6 weeks, and how all of it fits together in a single training week so that nothing ever decays. Every piece is connected to the piece before it. Nothing is random. Let me show you. So here is the starting point. The research is settled. Muscle mass is the single strongest predictor of all-cause mortality. Not cardiovascular fitness, not flexibility, not endurance, muscle mass. The more muscle you carry, the longer you live, and the better you function, and the more independent you remain. Strength is the ability to use that muscle. Now, without strength, muscle is just tissue. With strength, it's your insurance policy against falls, fractures, disability, and dependence. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They think that cardiovascular fitness is a separate category, something you train on a treadmill or a bike, and it's not. Your heart rate elevates because your muscles demand oxygen. Your conditioning improves because your muscles are working hard enough to force that adaptation. The energy systems that power your heart and lungs are the same energy systems that power your muscles. Even conditioning is strength. So, if strength and muscle mass are the most important qualities, and they are, then every decision about how you train should start from that fact. Not from a treadmill, not from a random whiteboard, not from an unsupervised gym floor. The question becomes, what is the best way to develop strength? There are 3 ways to develop strength, not 5, not 10, 3. Each one targets a different expression of what your body can do, and each one is developed differently. Maximal effort develops your ceiling, the absolute heaviest resistance your body can handle with perfect form from any given day. How is this developed? Heavy resistance, low reps, full recovery between sets. The nervous system is the target. You're teaching your body to recruit more motor units, fire them faster, and coordinate them under maximal load. This is the foundation for real-world strength. Next is dynamic effort. Dynamic effort develops your speed, how fast you can produce force, and how is it developed? Well, using sub-maximum resistance moved as explosively as possible. The load is moderate, but the intent is maximum speed. You're training rate of force development, the speed at which your muscle can generate force. For you, this is fall prevention. This is the difference between catching yourself and hitting the ground. Now, repetitive effort develops your structure, your muscle density, tendon integrity, work capacity, and body composition. How is this developed? Well, moderate resistance, higher volume, controlled tempo, and time under tension is the driver. You are creating the mechanical and metabolic conditions that force the tissue to grow, adapt, and become more resilient. 3 methods, 3 different loading strategies. 3 different rep ranges, 3 different recovery demands, and 3 different neurological targets. Each one is developed completely differently from the other 2. Now, do you need all 3? Yes, every single one. And here's why. Each of these qualities has a residual training effect, a window of time before the adaptation starts to decay. Power decays in about 5 days. Strength holds for about 30 days. Muscle mass holds for about 30 days. If you train one quality and abandon it to focus on others, the first quality starts decaying while you're building the second. You're always losing something. This is where most people get it wrong. Every other training program out there develops one physical quality, and one capacity at a time. This is called linear periodization, and it has a fatal flaw for people ages 40 to 70. This is what linear periodization does. One phase for strength, then one phase for muscle, then a phase for speed. By the time you finish the speed phase, your strength has decayed. You're always rebuilding from scratch every time. So the solution is concurrent training. All three methods develop differently, but train together and existing in the same microcycle. Nothing decays, nothing gets abandoned. You develop all three qualities simultaneously, and you spiral upward on all fronts at once. And this is what happens here. Every week at the Strength Laboratory contains all three methods so that it's non-negotiable. But having three methods running at the same time is only useful if you know that they're actually producing the intended effect, which raises the next question. How do we know it's working? If the three methods are how we develop strength, then velocity monitoring is how we prove it's working. Every station in the facility has an accelerometer. Every rep you perform is measured in real time. The screen shows you two things. First, velocity, how fast the resistance is moving. This tells us whether the load is right for your body on that specific day, not based on percentage charts, not based on what you did last week, based on what your nervous system is capable of producing right now, today. Maximal effort has a velocity zone. Dynamic effort has a velocity zone. Repetitive effort has a velocity zone. The screen confirms you're in the right one. Second, velocity loss. How much you have slowed down from your first rep to your current rep. This tells us when to stop the set. When your speed drops past a certain threshold, the rep is no longer producing the training effect we designed for. Continuing past that point does not build more strength. It just accumulates fatigue, degenerates your form, and stresses your joints for no adaptive benefit. It just stresses your joints for no adaptive benefit. This is how we qualify every session. Did the velocity confirm the load was in the right zone for the method being trained? Did the velocity loss tell us when to stop? If both answers are yes, the training effect was achieved. If not, we adjust in real time. No guessing, no grinding. Every rep is an effective rep. Every set has a purpose confirmed by data. Now, data alone doesn't train you. Someone has to watch it, interpret it, and act on it, which raises the next question: who ensures that it's done correctly? Now, velocity monitoring tells us what is happening. Coaching ensures it's happening correctly. Maximal 8 members per session, 4 stations, one coach watching everything. The coach needs the velocity data, watches your movement, and makes decisions in real time. Too fast, the load goes up. Too slow, the load comes down. Velocity loss climbing, the set ends. Form breaking, exercise modified. This is not a group fitness class where 30 people follow a screen and nobody corrects a single rep. This is a coach training session. Your form is watched. Your load is adjusted. Your velocity is tracked. Every rep has a purpose, and someone is here to make sure that that purpose is fulfilled. You're not just paying for access to equipment. You're paying for a professional who knows your body, knows your history, knows your limitation, and engineers every session around your capacity on that specific day. Now, so we have the methods, 3 ways to develop strength, all running concurrently. We have the measurement, velocity monitoring to quantify every rep. We have the coaching, a professional ensuring form is executed correctly. The next question is, how is all this organized over time so your body never stops responding? Training is organized into 2 cycles. There are 2 types. Accumulation cycles build your foundation. Higher volume, moderate intensity, more repetitive effort emphasis. You're building work capacity, tissue resilience, muscle cross-sectional area, and movement quality. The 3 methods are all present. but the volume dial is slightly turned up. Intensification cycles realize your strength. Lower volume, higher intensity, more maximal effort and dynamic effort emphasis. You're emphasizing the capacity you built during accumulation. Heavier loads, more neural work. The three methods are all still present, but the intensity dial is turned up. These two cycle types alternate. Accumulation builds the base, intensification sharpens the peak. Then you accumulate again from a higher platform than before. Your spiral continues upward. All three methods are present in both cycle types. The difference is emphasis, not content. Nothing's ever abandoned. That's concurrent periodization. Within each cycle, the three methods are performed. Not the same way every time. They're expressed through specific method variations differently. The next question is, what are the method variations and how do they keep your body adapting? A method variation is a specific way each of the three different methods is performed during a given 6-week block. There are multiple ways to perform maximal effort, multiple ways to perform dynamic effort, multiple ways to perform repetitive effort. The variation changes every 6 weeks. Same three methods, completely different execution. Different tempos, different loading schemes, different tools, different neurological demands. Your body never adapts to the stimulus because the stimulus never stays the same. This is periodization, the most researched and validated principle in exercise science. Every Olympic training program on earth uses it, and almost no commercial gym does. We use it every single day. Now, how do all three methods coexist in a single training week? Here is your microcycle. 6 days. All three methods present, each developed differently. Nothing abandoned, nothing decaying. Day 1 and day 6 are your neural days. Maximal effort and dynamic effort. Heavy resistance and explosive speed. These are spaced 72 hours apart because the nervous system needs that recovery window between high intensity sessions. Your ceiling and your speed are trained twice per microcycle. 2 days, days 2, 3, and 4 are your hypertrophy days, your repetitive effort, moderate load, controlled tempo, maximal time under tension. Push on day 2, legs on day 3, pull on day 4, zero overlap between days. Every muscle group gets one dedicated session per week with enough volume and metabolic stress to trigger the growth response. Your structure is trained 3 times per microcycle. Day 5 is your prehab day. Tendons, ligaments, and everything that holds your body together is trained on that day. This is the system of everything in action. 3 methods, each developed with its own loading strategy, its own repetition range, its own recovery demands, all coexisting in the same microcycle concurrently. No quality is ever abandoned. No residual window is ever excluded. You develop all 3 expressions of strength simultaneously, and you continually spiral upward every 6 weeks when the method variations rotate. Nothing's random. The order matters. Spacing matters. The method on each day matters. The method variation on each day matters. This is the system. All you have to do is show up and follow it. So let me tell you what you just learned. Muscle mass and strength are the most important physical qualities for your longevity, your independence, and your quality of life. Even your cardiovascular fitness is built through strength. That's the starting point. There are 3 methods to develop it. Maximal effort develops your ceiling. Dynamic effort develops your speed. Repetitive effort develops your structure. Each one is developed differently. Different loads, different reps, different tempos, different neurological targets. But you need all 3. And you need them all at the same time concurrently. Nothing ever decays. Velocity monitoring quantifies every rep, so we know the training effect is real. Coaching ensures that it's executed correctly. Training is organized into accumulation and intensification cycles within each cycle. The three methods are expressed through specific variations that rotate every 6 weeks, so your body never stops adapting. And all three methods, each developed differently, coexist every single microcycle. Nothing is abandoned, nothing decays. Your spiral is continually going upwards on all fronts simultaneously. Now, that's the system of everything. Every piece connects to the piece before it. Nothing is random. Now, think about the person in your life who needs this. The one doing the same thing they did 5 years ago, wondering why nothing's changing. The one whose joints hurt. The one who thinks plateaus are just part of getting older. They're not. Plateaus are a programming problem. Joint pain is a training problem. Stalling progress is a stimulus problem. We solve all three. Send them this video. Tell them about the Strength Laboratory. Bring them to a session. Give them a chance to experience what real training feels like. Strength is your insurance policy to independence. Help someone you care about invest in theirs.